Game 2 of the series. Astros starting lineup presented by Southwest Airlines now as Jose Altuve will be back in the top spot after getting stopped last night. Didn't reach base, in fact, in last night's game, so maybe ready for one of those big hot ones. George Springer is in the 2 spot, followed by Carlos Correa. Those guys could stand to get hot right now for the club. Middle 3, Colby Rasmus. Evan Gattis swinging it well, and Tyler White with that great at bat last night late that Julia was talking about. Bottom 3, Preston Tucker, maybe get that bat reheated. Luis Valbuena and Jason Castro.
Right-hander Jesse Hahn going for the Oakland Athletics. Had a bit of a blister problem on that throwing hand. Was activated today from AAA Nashville. Rumor has it he may be on a pitch count, maybe topping out around 100 pitches. And after what the A's bullpen went through last night trying to get that win, might be a little bit thin in that bullpen for the Oakland A's.
Jesse Hahn has pitched a little bit in the major leagues each of the last 2 years. In fact, a total of 30 games, 28 as a starter, and even has a complete game along the way. That came last year as a member of the Oakland A's. Little fister back of second base, handled easily by Marcus Semien. So 1 pitch in, we have an out.
First pitch, 107.
And I'll bring up George Springer, hitting 287, extended his hitting streak to 8 games last night, and he's reached in his last 14. 70 degrees, and it is just ideal here for game time. Maybe a little more breeze than some of the guys would like.
It is windy down on that field. High sky, not a cloud out there. The memo is be aggressive early on the fastball from Jesse Hahn.
It's also one of those day games, and we were talking about it excuse me, last night, how in the day games here the ball tends to carry much better than at night. It's a good looking fastball at 96.
Yeah, the reports I'm looking at say that Jesse Hahn averages around 92 miles an hour, but I think his first start of the season here in the big leagues, feeling pretty good.
That is rushing it up there. Struck out 64 in 96+ innings last year. So that figure wouldn't say big strikeout guy. Held the hits down to 88 in those 96 and 2/3 innings. And he kept the ball in the ballpark. Just 5 home runs against the righty.
Changeup?
That must be the change, and good sinking action. Somehow Springer laid off that pitch. Looked like it was going to be about center cut there to begin with.
Trust me, I've been fooled plenty of times on pitches, and it looked like I spit on the pitch when I had no idea how I was going to get to it.
Springer draws the leadoff walk. He's reached in 15 straight. He's aboard with 1 out for Carlos Correa.
Batting in the 3rd position, shortstop, number 1, Carlos Correa.
And you know Carlos would love to heat it up right about now.
I would like it too.
I think it would please all of us. Quite frankly, that great start he got off to in New York against the Yankees is, I think, something we all believe he can do. Hot shot to third. They'll turn the 5-4-3 double play. So Carlos Correa, first pitch swinging, grounds into the game's first double play. And that does it in the first. Scoreless after a half. Just a gorgeous day in the Oakland area. The Astros failed to get on the board. And now for the Oakland A's, Billy Burns leads it off. A lot of speed in the top spot, followed by former Astro Jed Lowrie and a powerful right fielder Josh Reddick in the middle. Chris Davis, Chris Coghlan will follow, and then Coco Crisp, who once again laid it on the Astros last night, homering to right field. Yonder Alonso was the big star with the game-winning walk-off dinger to right field, and it was a bomb. Josh Begley follows, and then Marcus Semien, the smallest shortstop, hit a monster home run to left field. So they were flexing their muscles. 3 home runs last night.
There's right-hander Chris Devenski making his first career big league start. Good numbers to start this season. What I like about him is that bravado he has on the mound. Knows he's got good stuff. Executes it nicely. Fastball, changeup, occasional curveball.
And the first pitch, the fastball, dropping down to 91. And again, we've seen him up in that mid-90s range. But as a starter, much more difficult to run that kind of heat.
Consistently, for sure.
Altuve with the call. And out number 1.
Not an easy day for pop-ups. What I like about Devenski's numbers is in the 13, now 14 innings he's pitched, he's only given up 11 hits, but only 1 walk with the 12 strikeouts. So a great ratio for Devenski, being aggressive in the zone. Devenski's going to get a chance to face ex-Astro Jed Lowrie. Hitting from the left side, switch hitter. Good fastball. I expect Devenski, who, when we saw him coming out of the bullpen throwing about 94 to 96 miles an hour, probably hover around that 91, 93 mile an hour range. Trying to be economical and stretch this game out for him.
Jed Lowrie, excuse me, really battling with little popcornitis here, apparently going on early in the game.
That's okay. We can work on that. There's that curveball. Devenski showing it. We haven't had a chance to see that too many times in his relief appearances. But again, he's going to be pitching a little bit more than he is accustomed to out of that bullpen. Try and mix in all 3 pitches. There's that good changeup, not getting the call.
Pretty good location. You'd love to be able to get that pitch called a strike. There's Jed Lowrie, excuse me, one of those guys that has the reputation of knowing the strike zone.
Good hitter, good solid from both sides of the plate.
Changeup, and Lowrie waits just long enough to throw it into right field. First hit of the ball game.
It was good hitting by Jed Lowrie on a tough changeup. We'll get a chance to look at it on our strike zone, brought to you by MD Anderson. That changeup kind of fluttering. You see the good depth getting down in it, but Jed Lowrie just does a better job of staying on it. Dropping it just in front of George Springer.
That'll bring up the 3-hitter Josh Reddick. Plenty of pop, one of the game's really good right fielders. 4 home runs on the year for Reddick. There's that change. And in any count, a lot of guys will use the changeup when they fall behind in the count. If they've got the belief that they can throw it for a strike in any count. Devenski is one of those guys who will throw it any count and utilize it well. Little pop on the left side with that shift on. Just too much to go for Valbuena.
Did you see
Ron
Washington lost in
yeah.
the sun? Yeah, he's had a rough time down there at third base.
Washington got hit by a line drive last night by one of his own guys, and it was his birthday on top of that, so a little bit of a long night.
He actually, they interviewed him after the game last night about that, and they asked him, you know, were you surprised? And he said, oh man, he goes, yeah, I was surprised. Normally it's right-handers that are pulling the ball like that. You don't see that too often from a left-handed hitter. Billy Burns up there slapping one at him.
See if we can see what Wash went through last night.
Yeah, just a bullet he had no chance to get out of the way of. Wonder if he was upset. Let's see. Oh, we didn't have a chance for the reaction.
Yeah, the story went that he was quite upset, I believe.
Young Wash was upset with old Wash.
Shift on for Reddick. One out and a 2-2 count. See how Devenski plays this, the changeup. And again, he's got the kind of command on that pitch that you get the sense that he believes he can throw it for a strike equally with his fastball. Reddick has 12 RBIs on the year. Very intriguing game last night that saw the A's pull it out in the end. And now the count runs filled. Jed Lowry, not a guy that's going to run a lot, but he'll pick his times. Devenski tosses on to first base. We haven't seen a whole lot from the league in terms of the running game against Devenski. The 3-2 got him. Just blows the fastball by. So the notion that that changeup could be thrown leaves the fastball as a great weapon.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. There was some serious tailgating going on before this game today. Speaking of heat.
And you have to believe that that changeup sets up the fastball. A lot of times you talk the other way around, but it's a nice combination. Devenski misses away. We showed Chris Davis's recent home run in Detroit. Just a monster blast to left center field. Now, this young man's got a great deal of power. And he had some big years with the home run while playing with the Milwaukee Brewers. 27 home runs last year, 22 the previous season. Has just parts of 4 years now in the major leagues and 63 dingers. Here's that fastball up to 93.
It would be understandable if you hear that Chris Devenski was a little excited here early on in this ball game, making his first big league start.
Oh, there's the fastball blown by.
Pretty good location on it, too.
Last outing for Devenski came against the Boston Red Sox, and he worked 3 1/3 innings in that one.
That is where you want to be. A big pull power hitter like Chris Davis hit that outside corner. That's nice.
In those 3 1/3 innings, because he throws a lot of strikes, he needed only 41 pitches. And I imagine that could be certainly used well on his side today. Ideally, you'd get him through 6, maybe 7 innings. Runner goes, got him swinging. A couple of strikeouts in the inning. As Chris Devenski gets through the first, we've played 1 and scoreless in Oakland.
And on behalf of Overstock.com.
at Minute Maid Park on Saturday, May 7th, as 10,000 fans will receive a Dallas Keuchel Cy Young Gold Glove bobblehead presented by Houston Methodist. Visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS for more info. Ash.
Thank you, Julia. And you can see Keuchel's corner. Astros very intense right about now. Dallas Keuchel had a in-between throwing session yesterday. Watch the guys work out on their days of work and every day with batting practice. Great deal of focus. Just not happening for the moment. Colby Rasmus leads it off in the second inning. Hitting .264. Club leading 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. On with that over-the-top slow curveball. A couple of young right-handers out there today, and we've seen good stuff already. Again, the curveball. Phegley with a nice job behind the plate.
How's your dial-up going over there?
Coming along. How about you?
It's not good.
Have you been?
Not good at all.
Yeah. Well, you might have.
I'm going to the phone.
Might have the same update issue that I had a while ago. No,
I ignored it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm getting any action over here. What would we do? How did you call a game before computers and cell phones?
It would have to be impossible. Curveball got him on strikes. First strikeout for Hahn. And with one out, we check in with Julia Morales.
Hey guys, as Evan Gattis comes up here, had a good game last night, 2 for 4 with a homer. The 2 ribbies for him though. Here lately with runners in scoring position, he says he's felt pretty good. He's been working with Hudge, the hitting coach, to treat every at bat the exact same. He said sometimes I hunt ribbies, start swinging at pitches over my head, so I'm trying to be better at that. We've definitely seen that, but he is feeling really good and more confident, guys.
Thanks, Julia. And always the insight from Julia Morales. We appreciate it as Evan Gattis takes a strike. But Evan is heating it up and starting to drive in some runs for the club. Already now 6 as he launched his first home run in last night's game.
Some good breaking balls from Jesse Hahn. Season breakdown, first 9 games. Remember, Evan Gattis started the season on the DL, working back into form in those last 4 games.
Good curveball. Boy, he's got a hammer right over the top. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And that brings up Tyler White. If you see this, you're on deck or you're on the bench waiting for your at bat, and you see what Hahn is doing, is there an inclination to maybe swing early in the count if you get a heater?
I thought you were going to say there might be an inclination to pull my hamstring in the on deck circle. Yeah, you definitely want to attack early and hopefully get a fastball. And if he breaks off that breaking ball, try and lay off it. But if you do get a heater, the key is don't miss it.
Don't miss it, right. Tyler White has gotten stuck on the 5 home runs he hit early. Drove in a big run last night. 14 ribbies on the year now for Tyler, and hitting .260. That's a good looking fastball at 95 to go with the curveball that we've seen.
How about the good downward angle? Hahn straight over the top with that release point. It's got a good downward plane working.
Just recalled from AAA Nashville today. Up to 96 and runs it up the ladder. I would say the assignment for the Astros bats right now would be a tough one. The 1-2 from Hahn. There's that curveball.
Oh. Did you see where Tyler White was going?
He was going the wrong direction. I know that.
He was going to put his bat back in the bat rack. This is nasty.
His curveball comes back close.
Is that first step towards the dugout? Okay, let's try this again.
I think he was anticipating the call, huh?
I mean, that is a true 12-6.
Yes, it is. You were talking about all the wind down on the field. Sometimes for a pitcher, having wind, crosswind especially, can be really tough on a guy. straight into the face is actually the best for a pitcher. And there's the set of flags out in left field. Ground ball on the left side. Coghlan makes the play. And a 1-2-3 second inning with a couple of strikeouts. Hahn looking strong through 2. We've already seen a pitch. There's number 2 here in the inning. The ball and a strike on the third baseman for the Oakland A's. That's Chris Coghlan. As Chris Devenski trying to match with his opponent tonight, or this afternoon rather. Hahn for the Oakland A's has shown really good stuff. And Devenski lacks no confidence out there, has a 1-2 count on Coghlan. Coghlan has started each of the A's last 9 games at third base. They've had an injury to Danny Valencia. And for the Astros, that seemed to be good news. Valencia had been red hot against Houston last year. There's the strikeout. 3 now already on the afternoon as Chris Devenski's showing his stuff.
Was even his best curveball.
Batting in the 6th position, left fielder.
Looks like he kind of spikes that curveball, gets on top of it. Hanging up there, Coghlan just still a little too quick.
1 out here in the second inning. One of the real thorns in the side of the Astros. Coco Crisp stands in. Hit his 3rd home run of the year last night. Batting left-handed. Simply a guy that eats up Houston pitching. There's the changeup missing low. When you see Chris Devenski, I think one of the thoughts has been how nicely would he slot in as one of the 5 starters on this club. And we get that chance today to see as he gets a little tapper back to the mound. Second out in the second inning.
Batting in the seventh position, first baseman.
Because quite frankly, the Astros could use some help.
That is the truth.
They are dead last in the American League in team ERA. The starters have been the main culprits. Last night, the bullpen had its issues late. There's the over-the-top yacker.
Yeah, that starter ERA for the Houston Astros coming into this game, 5.16.
Well, and you look at the combination, which is dead last, 5.08. So
yeah,
it's fairly close, and yeah, you don't have to look far to figure out where the problems are coming from.
Get a chance to look at that good breaking ball from Davinsky, but last night Fiers did a phenomenal job going 7 strong, 0 walks, 5 punch outs. Looked to be in great command of that game last night, only giving up those 2 earned runs on a Coco Crisp home run.
Last night, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Oakland A's went 5 for 10, 3 home runs and 6 ribbies. They scored 4. And of course, it was Yonder Alonso at the plate who hit the game-winning home run. And it was a blast to right field.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
I mean, this was the shorty of the bunch. And it got out by plenty. This was mammoth.
Yeah, that was a bomb. It was loud off the bat too, Simeon.
And then there was that game winner by Alonso. And from the instant he hit it, there was no doubt that the A's had won the game. Three-two count. Fastball's hit sharply on by White and down into the Astros bullpen area. Extra bases for Alonso. He'll stop at second. And maybe had the easy triple, now kind of pointing to his third base coach, Ron Washington, who is letting him know, I had you coming.
Yep, exactly, Ash. Wash had that arm rolling. Ball smoked off Yonder Alonso's bat, but you can see pointing at his eyes. I hope he's telling Ron Washington he was not picking him up for whatever reason.
You know, I think I might have missed Wash as well. Wash went back behind the bag at third rather than down the line toward the plate.
It's a good view at it. Slow Supermo, brought to you by Mattress Firm. It's a tough play for a first baseman. That ball smoked right at you. Try and put yourself in position to see that hop as long as you can, but that ball just ate up Tyler White, snuck into that corner. And when you have the ball is behind you, you got to pick up that third base coach somehow, some way, because he could have picked up an extra 90 feet right there.
2 outs, man in scoring position. The catcher Josh Phegley at the plate, and he's gotten off to a nice start on the year, hitting .348. He is yet to hit the long ball, just 1 RBI. He has been the backup to Stephen Vogt, and Vogt is the left-hand hitter, but despite that lefty-righty would-be matchup today, Phegley gets the start.
Phegley's got a pretty good Ashby going on the upper lip there.
Yeah, that does look a little 1970-80, doesn't it? Oh, it's cutting short though. You
got to extend that a little bit more.
It's really an intriguing landing area that Davinsky has. The way he strides well away from that imaginary straight line between rubber and home plate, right to that first base side. He might be kind of extreme in that regard. Yeah, I think of extreme the other way, maybe Jared Weaver for right-handers. Weaver with the LA Angels, and he will crossfire as much as anybody. Three and 1 the count. First base open. The 9-hitter Marcus Semien waits on deck, but you'd love to start your inning with the 9-hitter. And there's ball 4. There have been 2 hits and now a walk issued against the right-hander Davinsky. Marcus Semien stands in. The batting average has shown that he's been quiet with getting on base via the hit, but the long balls lead the team, 6 of them. A lot of questions on the outside as to whether Semien would be the shortstop once again for the A's this year, but he's made drastic improvements, and he works every day, the folks here will say, with Ron Washington. And his defensive side has gotten much, much better.
Wouldn't take much to get better, would it?
35 errors last year.
That blew me away. That is a large number. Still 19 errors on the season for the Oakland A's. Not a very good defensive ball club.
For Semien last year, it was kind of spread around with the glove and with the arm, rather errant with the throws.
It was indiscriminate.
And now 2 balls and a strike. Well, take a look at Ron Washington with Alonso on that double.
Got to pick me up. That was right there, waving you. Meanwhile,
I couldn't see. And now 3-1. So suddenly Davinsky having a tough time finding the strike zone.
do not want to lose this guy right here.
Leadoff man Billy Burns waits on deck. Davinsky turns right back to the 93-mile-an-hour heater. Those 6 home runs now for Marcus Semien, tied for 7th in the American League. Lays off of the change. It's a really good job laying off of that pitch on a 3-2.
Join us at the ballpark as we celebrate teachers with our Teacher Appreciation Night on Tuesday, May 3rd. All fans with a Teacher's Appreciation ticket will receive an Astros Navy tote. For tickets, visit astros.com/teacher or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Doug brings up that leadoff man, Billy Burns. Bases loaded now. Remember, Davinsky got the first 2 hitters, striking out Coghlan. Got Coco Crisp to tap back to the mound. Then the double and 2 walks. Burns has hit safely in 11 of his last 12. Jason Castro heads out to the mound.
How about the bottom third of that lineup? Double, walk, walk.
The bottom third, we were just showing the big numbers last night. Mentioned Burns hitting safely in 11 of 12. Has only 2 multiple hit games in that span. And over those 12 games, hitting just .280. Davinsky continues from the stretch. Fastball lined into left field. That's going to produce at least 1. And as Tucker's throw comes into the plate, 2 runs have scored. All of this coming with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. 2-run single, Billy Burns. And the Oakland A's right back on top of the Astros, 2-zip.
Tried to get in the kitchen of Billy Burns, and all Billy Burns is trying to do is slash the ball around the ballpark, and he consistently does against Astros pitching. Not trying to do too much in that bases loaded situation. Great job finding that hole, driving in a couple of runs, and again, walks come back to haunt you.
Really surprised Marcus Semien didn't take on third base with that throw from Tucker. The instant that throw leaves the outfielder's hand, you can see it's uncuttable, and the A's could have taken advantage. They did not. Jed Lowry at the plate.
Not sure where that missed.
Obviously, Davinsky trying to find the inside edge, did not get the call. Seven, 8, 9, 1 reaching consecutively here in the second. And now a 2-0 count. Well, you were talking before the game about maybe having Davinsky have one of those innings that forces him to stretch a little bit, and this could be the inning in the ball game as Brent Strom goes out to the mound.
Not that you want to test a young man, but you're going to get a chance to see what this kid is made of as far as being put in a high-stress inning, which he has put himself in, with a 2-out double and 2 2-out walks have led to this 2-run inning. Brent Strom trying to settle him down, get him out of this inning. Has anybody gone over the 30 seconds with the visit to the mound?
Not that I've noticed.
What are there repercussions, or do you just get yelled at by the umpire?
I think you just get a firm scolding, and you're done for your day.
That sounds like fun.
Two balls and no strikes. On the 2-0 after a couple of walks in the inning, Lowry taking the swing. And Lowry's been a hot hitter. He has played well back in an Oakland A's uniform. Lowry, without a hit in last night's game, snapped a 7-game streak, but now has a 3-1 count.
He's fallen behind the last 4 hitters.
Over the last 11 games, Lowry has been red hot. Even with the 0 for last night, he's hit .425 in that span. And another walk, 3 in the inning to go with a couple of hits. Once again, the base is loaded, and now the 3-hitter, Josh Reddick, comes to the plate.
Davinsky's really gone to the off-speed stuff when he's fallen behind in counts instead of trying to get back into these counts with the fastball. That's not a good sign right there. Brent Strom picking up a phone this early in the ballgame.
Reddick, the 8th hitter of the inning. Five consecutive A's hitters reaching here in the second. And it's popped up. Shallow into right center field. Springer, Rasmus, and it's Springer with the play. So George pursues in that tough sky that Art Howell was talking about, and that'll do it. A's pick up a pair and lead it 2-0. Astros baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Lexus. The new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. A lot of good eats around here. I'm sure Julia will find that. It's 2-0 A's on top. We played 2 here in the 3rd inning. Preston Tucker, Luis Valbuena, and Jason Castro. Bottom 3 in the order. The Astros have had 1 base runner. That was George Springer. It didn't last long. Carlos Correa, first pitch swinging, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. So that has been the extent of the Astros on base here this afternoon.
Pretty aggressive swing from Preston Tucker after a long inning from Davinsky.
Right-hander Jesse Hahn has shown terrific stuff already. Mid-90s heater, over the top yacker. And a changeup mixed in. For Preston Tucker, the playing time has been sparse. He's hitting .205, a couple of home runs, and 3 RBIs. Messed up on one of your buddies down the right side there, making that play.
I didn't have enough time. I was not obviously on the internet. I was looking at some notes, but that was Chandler.
Not obviously on the internet, meaning we are having a tough time with our netted up selves here.
Chandler is from San Ramon.
Inclined to disbelieve when you take that long, but okay.
I'm a little slow on the uptake. I'm sorry. A little off my game early. Day games get me, man. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
2-2 pitch. There's that curveball missing. Well, Preston Tucker has a full count. Tough assignment against this Jesse Hahn, making his first start on the year. Fastball drilled up the middle. So Preston Tucker gets a start and starts things in the 3rd inning with a base hit. Luis Valbuena comes to the plate.
Good AB from Preston Tucker. Laid off some tough curveballs.
Batting in the 8th position, 3rd baseman, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
Valbuena back at 3rd base today. 25 dingers a year ago, not a single one to this point on the season. 193 that batting average. Hit on the ground to second. Will they get a second double play? 4, 6, and 3 says yes, they will. And like the first one, this one comes on the first pitch.
Batting in the 9th position, the catcher, number 15.
Turn up the middle between
Jason Castro.
Jed Lowry and Simeon. Picking up their pitcher after giving up that first base hit.
So base is back empty as Jason Castro stands in. Jason skies one toward left field. Coming on, Coco Crisp. He'll make the catch in front of his center fielder, Billy Burns. And that does it. 9 up and 9 down now for the Astros.
Just observing the older guys, you know, how they go about their business, how things are done. You know, it's, you know, travel-wise is pretty interesting to me. You know, being a young guy, you know, taking care of some of the older guys, you know, who've been here, who've done that, you know, and it's special.
That's Devo on what he's learned in the big leagues these first couple of weeks of his major league career. He's been sitting in that bullpen with some veterans, guys, and taking it all in. This is a guy who was supposed to be the opening day starter for the AAA team, was trying to figure out how to come out of the bullpen. He said he was never really comfortable. He's really looking forward to getting in the routine again of being a starter, and we don't know how long this will go for Devenski, but was excited for the opportunity today.
Yeah, thanks, Julian. You keep in mind he didn't even make the Astros opening day roster. Brought up to the majors on April 7th. First pitch of the inning hit high in the air to left field. Glasses gleaming on Preston Tucker as he battles a tough sun and makes the play. That trade on August 3rd of 2012 had some pretty big names involved in that deal. Brett Myers, that player to be named later. Blummer, you know?
I do know. He's out on the bump today.
Sometimes that player to be named later can turn into a big part of a deal, and the Astros hope that's the case. Chris Coghlan stands in. Coghlan struck out to start the second inning. First two hitters were retired, and then 5 consecutive reached. And when it was all said and done, the A's put a couple of runs on the board.
Good pitch. Get consistent with that fastball down there. You'd be all right.
Also, it would be key, it would seem, for Chris Devenski to start getting ahead on these hitters. Well, look at that change in the impact.
Well, and that's what you're talking about. You get ahead, you know as well as anybody, Ash, you can start going to that other stuff that's pretty filthy.
This changeup will leave hitters really without much of a chance. We saw Mario Soto, some of his highlights last night, and same type of changeup. Over the top curveball stays up.
Not enough break on it to get back in that zone. Stayed up. Is it possible to have Santa Ana winds up here in Northern California?
Yeah.
Nice breaking ball. Good adjustment.
Got some serious gale force winds here in the booth.
There's a NorCal resident. We can ask Scott Feldman.
Two and two the count. Hit to center. Colby Rasmus out in center field today, and he can play that central pasture.
Carlos Gomez getting the day off. I'm sure a lot of you have read on Twitter that he has got some bruised ribs after a couple of dives late in last night's game.
That'll bring up Coco Crisp. Crisp hit a little tapper back to the mound as he was thrown out in the second inning. Taking all the way. 0-1 the count. Well, that's a good looking heater. Even dropping down to 90. Steep angle on that pitch. Going to the count. The Astros with 1 hit, 3 for the A's. Colby Rasmus called upon again. He'll make the catch. That'll do it. A 1-2-3 third inning. Through 3, 2-0 Oakland.
with Altuve coming up. We're going to take a look at our forward spray chart on what Altuve's done with his extra base hits. See the heat map on the left shows you where those pitches are and what he's doing with them. Up the middle the other way. I think 2 of those opposite field hits have been opposite field bombs. Just showing the ability to drive the ball all over the ballpark. And we know when that fastball does come in, Altuve has a quick enough bat to turn on it. Majority of those hits to left field.
Right on the fist. Little jam shot ground ball to third. Coghlan with the easy play. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Jesse Hahn has been very tough. And it strikes me that the hitters have decided they better go after something early to get to him.
Now batting.
I've also seen a surprise maybe in velocity from these Astro hitters too, because that's twice. Jose's been blown up by a heater, usually pretty good on those.
Altuve now 0 for 6 in the series. George Springer stands in, one of the 2 Astros hitters to reach today. George drew a walk in the first inning. The really bad news is the A's have turned double plays right behind each of the reachings. Preston Tucker had a base hit in the 3rd. The Astros with nothing to show for any of their offensive efforts. Ball and a strike on George. Hitting .287. 15 consecutive games reaching base now for George. Chopper to first. Easy play for Alonso in the 2nd out of the inning.
Join us for Mother's Day at Minute Maid Park and be one of 10,000 fans to receive an Astros cross body bag presented by Houston Methodist. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Carlos Correa comes to the plate. And the Astros need to get something going offensively. Carlos grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the 1st. 96 here in the 4th inning. Some Astros fans on hand. Sun is shining, but it's quite windy and possibility of being a bit chilly out there.
Chilly. Is Julia complaining at 70 degrees?
Well, that was me.
Oh,
good curveball. 1-2 the count on Correa. But I'm sure Julia's not far behind.
she's probably sitting down there in a wind tunnel.
No complaints up here.
Oh, there are complaints up here.
Yeah.
Are you guys really cold?
No,
No.
I am not.
No, we.
It's great today.
I was caring for the young ladies in the stands.
No. In the sunshine, it's perfect.
Is it?
The sun is good.
Good swing by Carlos. He fouls it back. Over the previous 3 games, Carlos Correa just 1 hit. Picked up an RBI in that game, that at Seattle. But the bat has been quiet. Little almost smile on the face. And I wonder if that's that moment where you just tell yourself, relax and let it happen.
Well, you and I both know that the brain can ruin baseball.
Can, for certain. Sometimes I worry when I hear so much talk about planning and all that sort of thing. But you know, there are times to think and there are times to react in this game.
Well, I think you got to plan to react.
Yes.
Do all that planning pregame. Once you get in that game, let that talent take over and react to the pitches you're seeing. But it's a lot easier said than done.
But you know, that reaction time really gets cut down when a guy's bringing 96 from the hill.
That's the truth.
Fastball at the knees, got him looking. 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 strikeouts now for Jesse Hahn. 2-0 A's.
Time to take a look at our Chevy Stroh poll. And we make sure you head over to the Root Sports Twitter page and vote. Which highlights would you like to see the most today? Clemens' 20 strikeout game, Jeff Bagwell home runs, and my ballpark eats. Because I've tried a lot of food around ballparks. Make sure you vote.
Did you seriously put yourself in there with 2 Hall of Famers?
I did not put myself in there, no. Believe me, when I saw the options there, I've already mentally prepared myself for the loss.
Oh, give me a break.
Well, feel good about yourself. We've voted for you already, Julia.
Ash stole my phone to do it.
Well, I certainly didn't steal your computer. You have not done well here today.
Well, you're not going to connect to much using that.
Not for the moment, anyway. A little bit of a tough day here in the booth. Yonder Alonso, the 7-hitter, leads it off. Has a 1-1 count. But you did vote for Julia, right?
No.
No?
Oh,
Which way did you go?
Bagwell.
Okay.
No offense, Julia, but
Well, those have been Hall of Fame eats through the past 3 years for Julia.
Bagwell crushed in a different way.
Yes, he did. And I'm not so sure, minus that bad shoulder, that it ever would have stopped for Jeff. 3 balls and a strike. Davinsky has walked 3. And the A's have 3 hits. And if these counts keep going deep like this, Chris Davinsky is not going to last long in this game. 68 pitches now as he tries to get the first out of the 4th inning. Sharply hit to Altuve. Well, he just steadily goes down to a knee and makes sure on the play, out number 1. Last night's game saw Julia,
I mean, just sucking up to Ed.
Too legit.
That's pretty good.
His business. Oh, if you want to know, just ask Julia if it was pretty good. Self-touted.
I've had a lot of practice over the years. Oh, no.
Dude, that is awesome. I can't believe you went shopping this afternoon and got that. Good grief.
Why is MC not here hanging out with me?
I kind of like the form fit there, Julia. It's nice.
Dude, I mean, I've heard of saddlebags, but good grief.
Look, my earrings match the top.
What are you trying to get through security in those pants?
I'm crying.
Believe me, we are too, Julia.
No, seriously. MC, these pants are awesome. You got to wear these, MC.
Yeah. How did that come about? Wouldn't you have loved to have been a part of that meeting?
Be in that meeting.
Josh Phegley at the plate. Rams one to left field. That is back over Tucker up against the wall. Phegley digs for 2, and he'll make it without a throw. A 1-out double. And the 4th hit now for the Oakland A's.
4th hit for the A's. 2nd hit in the bottom of that 7, 8, 9 part of the order for the Oakland A's. Astro pitching having a tough time early on, trying to get the bottom 3rd of this order out.
And each of those 7, 8, 9 hits have been doubles. One by Alonso, this one by Phegley.
Man, that was a good bat path.
Shortstop Marcus Semien at the plate. We took a look at that home run that he hit last night, and little man shortstop, but he can generate some power. Chris Davinsky, non-roster invitee to spring training this year. Gets that curveball called for a strike. It's 0-2. And he pitched so well with an 0.87 ERA that kind of earned that extra look. Picked up 15 strikeouts in 4 appearances. Line drive center field. That's a base hit. Not a good jump at all by Phegley. And he's held because of it by Ron Washington. Not sure why at second base you turn and watch that one drop in center field.
Well, I think it's because Phegley failed to turn around before the pitch and understand where the infielders were at. Part of the job when you get out there to second base is look and see where the outfield's positioned, but also look and see where the infield is positioned. So when you do get a line drive like that, you get a better break.
A lot of that is instinct, and like you say, I agree. But you see that line drive come off the bat, there really should be no question. The Astros catch a break, and now Brent Strom comes out to the mound once again.
Got a good shot of Ron Washington hobbling into position to make that call, battling through an injury on that shin. Kamer.
I wonder how much ice was used last night by Ron. Got a couple other games going on around the major leagues. The San Francisco Giants are in New York up against the Mets, and it's the Mets on top in the bottom of the third inning. 4-3 New York. St. Louis now in the bottom of the ninth inning hosting Washington as the Nationals continue playing good baseball. 6-1 Nats on top. One out. First man of the inning, Yonder Alonso, hit it sharply but grounded out to Altuve. And now the infield drawn in, but at short and second, allowing for the possibility of the double play. But that's a tough double play if you can turn it on Burns.
So true. Again, that depth right there tells you that the priority is to make sure Phegley doesn't score and then go for that double play, or at least get that lead out at second base. But it's going to take a one-hop shot to one of the guys in the middle of the infield to turn this thing.
The Astros have Josh Fields loosening in the pen.
Feldman's down that line stretching out also. That's who Devenski replaced in this rotation for the time being.
Well, to this point, it hasn't been the kind of outing you would have hoped for Devenski.
Well, if he can keep it right here.
Yes, and that's a good point.
You know, then you salvage a decent outing.
Popped up shallow in the outfield. It is Preston Tucker, and now Colby Rasmus calling and making the catch. And Phegley didn't even bother tagging at third base. So with that shallow fly ball, Devenski now has a chance to get out of this fourth inning.
How about it?
Colby already shading that way on Billy Burns, who slaps the ball the other way. And the reason why he came over to get that ball from Preston Tucker, no offense to Preston, but Colby Rasmus has a much better arm. But Phegley had no intent on even attempting a tag third base on that pop-up. Big out.
I'm surprised they didn't bluff one from third base, force a throw, and see if they can move up on the backside at the very least. Half swing by Jed Lowry, fooled on the off speed. And you can see Lowry off to a nice start with the batting average. Not to mention the RBIs. Devenski gets in front, 0-2.
Let's take a look at our Lexus defensive rankings we've come up with here for the Houston Astros. Preston Tucker, that yellow light. If he gets himself in position, he can make some good throws and accurate, but not one of the better arms out there. And of course, Colby, a red light. Definitely George Springer, a red light. Attacks the ball well, very athletic, cuts it off, and has a great arm to back it up.
Devenski trying to keep it right here, 2-0 A's, and has a great shot at it. Altuve with the play, and that'll do it. So Devenski gets through the fourth inning, does a nice job leaving a pair on base. 2-0 A's.
Watch every out-of-market MLB game live in HD on over 400 supported devices and get a free subscription to @Bat Premium with MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Guys, Clubhouse is a pretty frustrated place right now, as it should be with the start that they've had so far this season, and another really tough emotional loss last night. AJ Hinch saying about this group, he said, there's peaks, valleys, just like any season. But these guys really are frustrated. They're irritated with what's going on and the way that they've been playing. Simple as this. We all just have to play better. That's the message to each other, and they're hoping to rally around and get something going.
Thanks, Julia. And there's no doubt about it. When the valleys come, a large one at the start of the season, 23 games in, it can set the tone for your year, or you can show a lot of ability to overcome, and the Astros are going to have to show the latter.
Just got to rechannel some of that anger they've got going on right now and take it out on that baseball.
Colby Rasmus hits one on the ground right side. Jed Lowry with the play, first down of the inning. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Evan Gattis will stand in.
Now batting, number 11, Evan Gattis.
Evan Gattis struck out in the second. One of the 3 picked up by Jesse Hahn. The Astros have seen some really good stuff from starters on this road trip, maybe led by Taijuan Walker up in Seattle. But this stuff is really good here this afternoon.
Yeah, Taijuan was really good. But Jesse Hahn, for me, commanding 3 pitches and throwing pretty firm.
His fastball may be a notch under what Taijuan Walker was showing, but yeah, the stuff is exceptional. Broken bat, ground ball up the middle. Lowry is there, and that barrel end of the bat just went flying over the A's dugout.
Bad piece of wood, huh? Made it into the second row behind the A's dugout.
Now batting, number 13, Tyler White.
I always wonder how folks wind up surviving those incidents. Tyler White at the plate, grounded out to third base in his only at bat. That came in the second. And Hahn just keeps pumping the strike zone.
See the pitch count on Hahn, 47 pitches.
He's walked only 1. That was George Springer, and then on the next pitch got a double play. Gave up a base hit in the third to Preston Tucker. The next pitch, Valbuena grounded into a double play.
Getting in the kitchen right off the label. Man, it's a pretty impressive snap.
Ground ball up the middle. Going to be tough behind the bag. Simeon with the play and makes it beautifully. Heck of a play to get Tyler White a 1-2-3 inning with 3 ground ball outs for Jesse Hahn. 2-0 Oakland A's. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-4-5 coming up for the A's. Josh Reddick, Chris Davis, and Chris Coghlan. Reddick is 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first, flied to right field in the 2nd inning. We've got some cleanup going on the Coliseum surface. They've just completed it down the right side. Nice work, ladies.
Very nice. I do not know them. I didn't go that far into the scouting report, but we appreciate their effort getting the garbage off the field. It was all over the warning track out there.
Their effort was strong. It started in left field, and they worked all the way around. Reddick takes a strike. Ground ball to the right. Altuve's been busy. Makes the play. Out number 1.
All this wind's got us thinking back on May 23rd, 1988. Astros in Pittsburgh. And all of a sudden, Kansas moved in. 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
That's our booth right here today, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. That's not good at all. Was that Julia's Eric Welding at home plate?
She didn't say Welding, did she? Cool breeze, Julia. Just say cool breeze,
So
and
mean.
it'll sound like you know what you're talking
I
about.
say one thing wrong, and I never live it down.
That's a tough crowd. Tough
Poor
crowd.
Mr. Yelding.
Chris Davis at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day.
Were you in that game? Ash?
Yes, yes.
How'd that go? What? I mean, oh, give me. Oh, wait. There's Joey. Oh man, that doesn't look good at all.
Contact lens wearer's dream right there.
Man, gonna need a snowplow to get that garbage off the field, huh?
Yeah, our producer said we're going to need more than 2 girls to clean that all up for us. Carl Patterson, you are on it, man. Scott Feldman gets loose in the Astros pen. Davinsky trying to get through 5. .84 pitches. And if he could kind of quicken things here in the 5th inning, have a chance to get 6 would be really nice for the Astros.
If he got through 6 innings, only giving up 2 earned runs, that'd be a quality start.
On the hands. Fly ball shallow to right. Springer. He has those glasses gleaming, but makes the play.
Houston Methodist is going to take us our league leaders. Defensive shifts most employed. The Astros, of course, lead the league consistently with those shifts, using all the analytics and number crunching they're doing to their advantage. Most against. Cubs are getting shifted on quite a bit. A's are on that list. Manipulate that field to your advantage.
So the Cubs, let's see, they start the day at 17-5. Somebody's going to have to come up with something new to stop them right now.
Well, you can't shift on that pitching staff. They're pretty good.
Saw Jake Arrieta when he was with Baltimore, and he didn't cause me to really take a second look.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting a lot more than a second look these days. Rain in Chicago today, that stops him. Look at the guys in the truck working it.
Making it happen.
1-2 the count. And Davinsky, maybe if he can get through this 5th inning rather quickly, has a shot at the 6th.
We don't know it, but they may be shifting in the truck too.
They do shift. I hear there are reasons, but Chris Coghlan with a 1-2 count. Chris Davinsky, 3 strikeouts today. The 2 runs coming back in the 2nd inning, and he got the first 2 hitters of that frame. and gets his man here. 4 strikeouts, a 1-2-3 fifth. So we'll see if we get a little more of Davinsky in the 6th. 2-0. Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa home run to Houston Children's Charity. Is it hazy or is it just
Purple haze.
heard a little Jimi Hendrix at the ballpark during batting practice time today. We're in the 6th inning. 2-0 A's on top. Bottom 3 in the order for the Astros. Preston Tucker leads it off. Preston owns the only Astros hit of the day, a base hit on a ground ball up the middle in the 3rd inning. One single and 1 walk, and that has been the extent of the offense for the Astros.
Both those base runners eliminated via the double play
on the very next pitch.
Jesse Hans faced the minimum.
Sharply hit, but right to the second baseman Lowry. Out number 1. Luis Valbuena comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
Valbuena grounded into the double play in the 3rd inning. It went 4-6-3. And now Luis is 0 for his last 12. Shows bunt. Tries to take advantage of a shift. Yeah, that column with 0 home runs makes you wonder. Shows bunt again and takes a strike. Valbuena's done well on his career against these A's, hitting .305 and has hit 3 home runs. Curveball chopped foul. Valbuena did not play in last night's game. Lays off the high heater, and Hahn hasn't lost much, if anything, on that fastball. Working now 1 out in the 6th inning. Over the last 10 games, Luis Valbuena has had just 2 extra base hits. They came in the same game against the Boston Red Sox on the 23rd, a couple of doubles. But the extra base hits just haven't been there. Scott Feldman continues to throw, and that's probably an indication that Davinsky is done with his day's work.
Good job working back into this count, Valbuena.
So Scott likely to come on in the 6th. But Valbuena down on strikes. That's number 5 now for Jesse Hahn.
Show your support for our Cy Young Award winner by joining us this Monday night in Keuchel's Corner, presented by Houston Methodist. With this package, you get a ticket, a beard, and a Keuchel's Corner t-shirt. For more info, visit Astros.com/Keuchel's Corner or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Whoa.
It's time to batten down up here.
Katie, bar the door.
2 outs, bases empty. Jason Castro stands in. Flied out his first at bat and takes a strike.
Wow. There's a wiffle ball, curveball right there. Like a pretty good location on it, too. Castro benefits.
In these windy conditions, you could almost come up with anything out there, it would seem. 2-1 the count. What'd you think for Chris Davinsky?
Thought he battled. Went 5 solid, kept those 2 runs, the only runs the A's got. There were opportunities, but he worked his way out of them.
Seemed to be a pretty obvious half swing going through. It's 2-2. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there were moments where you could tell it was a struggle, but some guys struggle and have it blow up on them. Some struggle and get through.
Yeah, that's a great point. He did battle through it.
Line shot into left center field. Solid hit for Jason Castro. He'll take a big turn, wisely hold at first base. And a 2-out single. Second hit of the day for Houston brings up Jose Altuve.
Good piece of hitting from Jason Castro. Got a fastball up in the zone. See him get the barrel on top of it, lace that into left field. Pretty effortless swing.
Number 27, Jose Altuve.
Altuve 0 for 2, 0 for his last 8. And that shall stop at some point. $23,084 on hand this afternoon. A lot of the fans that come out in Oakland will wear their gold and green. Chopper to third. Coughlin on to first base, and that'll do it. Altuve 0 for 3 on the day. 2-0 Oakland through 5½.
Coliseum, 2-0 A's. Join the Astros at every Monday through Thursday home game in May with the new Astros Ballpark Pass for only $49. That's 10 games for only $49. Buy yours while they're still available at astros.com/ballparkpass. Guys.
Thank you, Julia. Scott Feldman on the hill now will take over in the 6th inning with the Astros down 2-0, and it's hold 'em right here time.
A good look at his numbers on the season. Remember, Devenski moved into the rotation to pick up for Scott Feldman, making his first relief appearance since 2012.
5th outing for Scott, the 4 previous all starts. And they left Scott 0-2. Just under 20 innings of work, 26 hits allowed. Gave up 15 runs, 5 of those were unearned. But 3 home runs allowed and 11 walks. Ground ball hit to first base. Tyler White makes the play as Coco Crisp is retired.
It's time to check in and see how the Astros are playing to win. Brought to you by Toyota Tundra. Chris Devenski did a great job battling through this first start of his major league career. Showed a little bit of command issues, falling behind, but still had some pretty good stuff. Got himself 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. Fastball location, changeup. Even saw plenty of good breaking balls, but it's a little wild. 3 walks. But still, I think it turned out to be a pretty good start for Chris Devenski. You giving him another shot, Ash?
Oh, absolutely. And I think furthermore, he's in there because of need, I think, on this club. Brett Strom's not going to let any time go by without doing a little coaching. I don't know. Do you agree with Devenski in the rotation today because of a need on the club?
Yeah, I don't think he pitched his way out of it.
No, I agree with that entirely.
I thought he did a fine job.
Yeah.
And I think things we've heard, we obviously know the stuff is there, but I think the things that we've heard off the field about the mentality of this young man, you're seeing right there in that conversation, the desire to go out there and pitch.
You know, we've talked about the stuff of Jesse Hahn today for Oakland, and it's been really good. Devenski maybe a tick under that stuff, but still comparable, same type of stuff.
We saw some good changeups again, but that curveball, for me, if he can command that, that's 3 nasty pitches.
Curveball got him. So Alonso down on strikes. That's the 5th strikeout for Astros pitching. 2 outs as Josh Phegley stands in.
Now batting the catcher, number 19, Josh Phegley.
Phegley has walked and doubled. Has now hit in a modest 4 straight. Talking about some of the numbers on Scott Feldman. When you add it all up, the walks and the hits, he's got a whip of almost 1.9. That's a lot of men on base. That means almost 2 runners per every inning pitched. And that's hard to deal with no matter who you may be on the hill. Pretty wicked breaking ball.
A couple in this inning. Got the punch out of Alonso on that breaking ball.
Phegley, the 8 hitter. So if you can get him, you get the 9 hitter to start the 7th. Ground ball hit slowly left side. A little in between hop. Correa makes a nice play, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 6th. So Scott Feldman gets through in fine fashion. 2-0 A's.
Top of the 7th, time for the Legends race. 2-0 Oakland. Time for the Chevy Stropole winner announcement. We asked you which highlight video would you like to watch. Clemens 20 strikeout game, Jeff Bagwell in all of his home runs. I don't know if we have time for all those. Or my ballpark eats and I lost. So we're gonna watch Baggy because he wins.
Phew, thank goodness.
Crush right here.
Did you hear
Instead of Julia crushing the spread, you get to watch Jeff Bagwell crush some baseballs.
No, that works too.
Did you hear the disappointment in her voice right there?
I know.
I hate to lose.
My vote went unfulfilled, I will say.
No, mine won. Baggy just unloading. Shea Stadium was not an easy place for a right-hander to hit.
Not a bit. Man. We go to the 7th inning. The Astros trying to make something happen. George Springer leads it off and hits that first pitch on the ground down to third base. Not sharply hit. Coghlan with the play and one quick out. That leaves Springer 0 for 2.
Number 1, Carlos.
And now
Correa.
Carlos Correa, who is grounded into a double play and struck out in the 4th inning. Carlos was caught looking, didn't like the call. First start on the year for Jesse Hahn, and it has been dynamic. The A's start the day at 500, and they have to be very encouraged getting Hahn back in the rotation.
Yeah, if he can look like this on an every start basis, my goodness.
He was traded to the A's following the 2014 season involving catcher Derek Norris. You get a starting pitcher with this kind of arm, this kind of ability, and won the deal. Derek Norris, a good catcher, though. Only the 2nd career start for Hahn against Houston. That previous start coming in Houston last May 20th. Pitch is ripped to center field, and this is over the head and up against the wall. Carlos Correa just destroyed that baseball. It's a stand-up double with one out. For the Astros, just their 3rd hit of the day.
That ball was pretty much pummeled. All the wind going on today, that ball was hit hard enough to knife right through it. About knocked down the center field wall. It's a good swing on a fastball. Right down the middle. Man, got everything into that swing.
Remember the home run in New York? First few days of the season, center field, I think it was like 440 something on the distance. This was very similar. Colby Rasmus now in there, has struck out and grounded out. Well, that fastball just has not lost anything throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, and the Astros are one swing away from tying this thing up.
That would be nice. Find a way to snatch victory from the jaws, huh? John Axford, right-hander, former closer in the major leagues, getting loose for the A's. Ball and a strike on Colby. One of the Astros' 3 players of the week in the early goings this year. The Astros been picking it up with men in scoring position here in the past couple of ball games. They need to add to it today. Mets now lead over the Giants in New York 5-3 in the 6th inning. Most of the action around the major leagues today coming up later on. Curveball simply got away. 2-2 the count. It's Jacob deGrom going for the Mets today, and over 6 innings, a couple of runs, make that 3 runs, but no earned runs. It's quite a pitching staff, that starting staff for the New York Mets.
It's one of the better ones in all of baseball. But for me, Cleveland, the Indians, they've got a stellar staff too.
You like theirs as much as the Mets?
If not a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, just consistency.
No doubt they've both
Cleveland
got
is
very
pretty-
good ones.
Pretty incredible. Got Kluber, a Cy Young, who might be their 3-4 starter now.
Yeah, that's right.
As well as Salazar, Carrasco.
I'm going to make the assumption, I could be wrong, that Carrasco is the guy a lot of people would point to as number 1.
Salazar's jumping up there too. Salazar's got a great live arm. Just electricity coming out of those right-hand cannons they have.
Trevor Bauer is back in the rotation now. He had started the year in the bullpen. There's John Axford. Ground ball slowly hit right side. Lowry makes the play. Second out of the inning, moving into third is Carlos Correa. And now it's in the hands of Evan Gattis.
Academy Sports and Outdoors and the Houston Astros are hitting home runs for Houston, benefiting
Now
Houston
batting,
Children's Charity.
Number 11, Evan.
As we look at that start that Jeff Bagwell had in 1994, remember this was the strike year, also the year that Baggy broke his hand, but off to an electric start. 360 in the month of April with 6 bombs, 26 RBIs in 23 games, setting up for a monstrous season. What could have been. That was the same year Montreal was leading the
Yes, they had the
National League
great
East.
start. Yeah. Your boy Larry Walker,
Oh man,
big part of that club.
that dude could rake.
Like Terry Poole, one of the great Canadian players.
Oh, you don't say, eh?
Okay. Well, you enjoyed your time, I think, playing with the Expos.
I enjoyed playing up there. I didn't enjoy paying the taxes, but playing up there was
Changes
great.
things, doesn't it? Or did?
Well, only, I mean, if you don't mind losing half your paycheck.
It's not about the money, though.
Oh yeah, pure joy. Doesn't hurt.
Which, quite frankly, has always made it tough on getting free agents.
Yeah.
Whereas the Expos don't exist anymore unless you call the Nationals the Expos still. But
I think that's a little bit of a dig at me right there, Ash.
no, that's not. I wasn't talking to you.
You trying to call me old again?
You're a kid for me. 3 balls and no strikes. Evan Gattis draws the walk. Comes with 2 outs, puts runners at the corners. And now Tyler White with a chance to get a big swing, but doesn't look like he's going to do it against Jesse Hahn. Bob Melvin, the skipper, coming to the mound, and he's pointed for the pen as they will go to John Axford here in the 7th inning with the A's on top 2-0, and a strong outing today by right-hander Jesse Hahn. We will be right back.
Presented by authority of Houston Astros, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
So John Axford has come on now to work with 2 outs and runners at first and third for the Astros here in the 7th inning. Axford, a guy who back in 2011 led the National League in saves with 46 while pitching with the Brewers that year.
A couple closers in this bullpen for Bob Melvin. Axford, ex-closer. Madsen we saw close out the game last night, and they also have Sean Doolittle.
So they are loaded with the back end. 141 career saves for Axford, and had 25 last year while pitching with the Rockies. Can the Astros take advantage? Is this possibly an opening of the door because the stuff of Hahn was that good today?
Yeah, sometimes just getting that starter out of the situation and seeing a new face on the mound can change things a little bit.
Even last year, Axford struck out more hitters than innings pitched, and that's a pretty good indicator of the stuff. Fegley with a nice job. Axford pitched in 60 games last year with the Rocks. He's bounced around since those early years with Milwaukee. St. Louis, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Mentioned Colorado last year. Falls behind 2-0 on Tyler White.
Good time to hit. Get you a good fastball, get it ready, and you like the location on it. Let that barrel fly, square it up.
Runners lead from the corners. Again, a lot of that body movement for Tyler White.
The way he reacts on the fastball on the inside tells you he doesn't like it too much. We'll see the location on it. Just off that inside corner. A little gracious.
Yeah, you wouldn't call Tyler White's body language quiet at the plate. I wouldn't. Popped up on the right side. Catch made by Alonso, and that'll do it. So Axford comes on, ties up White, and shuts down the Astros. Still 2-0 Oakland.
Nothing. A's lead it, bottom 7. It's time to name that Astro, brought to you by your local Honda dealer. We have some clues for you. Make sure to tweet us who you think this Astro is. He was raised in Oakland. He received a tip from a Fox. He's a 5-time Gold Glove winner. Guys.
Received a tip from a Fox. I don't know how to take that one.
What? That begs the question. What does a fox say?
What does the Fox say?
What a terrible
Julia?
song. Don't bring that back. Now it's going to be in all of our heads.
Received a tip from a Fox. That's, wow.
What kind of advice could that have been?
We're in the bottom of the 7th inning with the A's on top 2-0 and totally perplexed. Or do you know who it is?
I have no clue. I don't know anybody that talks to him. Oh, I like that. Thank you, Mike.
A little more Bagwell is always a good thing, isn't it?
Stating the obvious.
Now caught looking for out number 1 here in the 7th inning is the 9-hitter Marcus Semien. Does not appear to be pleased.
Yeah, Baggy. Old school. Unleashing the fury, the launching pad in Atlanta. What if Dion had to watch that one go out?
So let's go back to something you had said recently. How about showing some highlights of Jeff Bagwell in the clubhouse before game time? How would that play?
What do you mean?
I don't know,
He was pretty laid back.
Just that.
Take that, Coney.
Yeah, just that. Take that kind of stuff.
No, Baggy was one of those guys that led by example, doing just what he did right there, getting big hits. Oh my goodness, that was like slow pitch softball. Train tracks. Probably landed where he eventually got that statue outside Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
No, Baggy was a silent leader.
No, I don't even mean that. I'm talking about that the Rocky mentality of go out and kind of pumped up because you just watched Jeff Bagwell launch a bunch of bombs.
That would be good. Motivation.
Yeah, that's it. Billy Burns at the plate. It is take inning apparently for the Oakland A's. It's 1-2 now on Burns. I mean, you've got to get motivated watching Bagwell hit some of those shots, right?
Oh yeah.
Fly ball, right field. In the end, backing up Springer, second out of the inning.
There you go. We did it for you, Mike.
Now batting second baseman, number 8. Yeah.
We're here to please our viewers. That's what we do.
It is. Those are some great highlights. Kind of got to see the generational Jeff Bagwell through those.
Jed Lowry at the plate has singled and walked and then grounded out in the 4th inning. Yeah, I have to admit I was leaning toward Julia there in the early goings, but after watching Baggy swing it,
Don't give in.
all
Ash.
in. Jam shot grounded to 3rd. Dropped by Valbuena, but he makes the play. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 7th inning. Scott Feldman has come on and retired all 6 hitters he's faced.
Coliseum, top 8, 2-0 A's. It's time to name that Astro. This Astro was raised in Oakland, received a tip from a Fox, 5-time Gold Glove winner. This is brought to you by your local Honda dealer. Oh, look at Twitter go. Twitter is absolutely correct, but guys, the Fox, that would be Nellie Fox. And he gave them some advice about keeping his back arm up, keeping his elbow up. So that's where the flapping arm came from that you've seen. Are you guys with me?
We were just hanging on the edge of our seat waiting for the story to come out.
Waiting for you to clean that up, Julia.
You guys awake up there?
Brownie,
Look at Brownie.
Brownie's out on the kayak.
He's out in the bay right there in the kayak.
Whoa.
Thank Nellie Fox.
What a great avatar, Brownie. What's he up to?
Kayaking.
This ball is driven by Preston Tucker, right center field at the track, and making the running grab is Reddick. And out number 1, Preston Tucker hits one of the few sharply hit balls by the Astros today. Carlos Correa crushed one. It didn't get out.
Now batting, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
With 1 out, Luis Valbuena stands in. Yeah, one of my real fun memories in broadcasting in San Francisco. The TV guys had a day off. I was doing radio and looked out over the right field wall to the bay, and Bill Brown was out there waving. He had sent a text that he was out there kayaking and waving with his oars at us while we worked away.
Just the thought of Brownie in a kayak getting out there in the bay. That's impressive.
Valbuena chops one on the right side. 2 big hops. Lowry with the play. It is going quietly here in the 8th inning. 2 outs as Jason Castro comes to the plate. And I guess you keep in mind that that's how the inning for the A's started back in the 2nd. 2 quick outs, and then it all came about.
Jason Castro.
Castro 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the 6th inning. Lined one the other way rather, into left center field. And every time I see him do that, it takes me back to 2013, the All-Star campaign.
And Castro's got pop going the other way too.
Yes, he does. Big, strong guy. Heady catcher. You just need to see the bat get going once again. To me, it looks like he's quieted up the hands a little bit again, and sometimes a little too much movement, trying to create something can get you into problems. Will Harris gets it loose in the pen. All's quiet for the Oakland A's in their bullpen. Two balls and a strike. Jose Altuve waiting in the on deck circle. Mets now with a 6-3 lead over the Giants, top of the 7th inning. Couple of finals in. The Tigers win over the Twins 4-1 in Minnesota. Washington lays it on the Cardinals 6-1, that in St. Louis. And we showed that the Cubs rained out today. They were to host the Atlanta Braves. John Axford in to pick it up for right-hander Jesse Hahn, who was very strong this afternoon. Going the other way and driving it is Castro, but not enough. Making the play in left field is Coco Crisp, and a 1-2-3 8th inning. 2-0 A's.
Oakland, where the A's have the lead over the Astros into the bottom of the 8th. And join the Astros at Minute Maid Park on Saturday, May 7th, as 10,000 fans will receive a Dallas Keuchel Cy Young Gold Glove bobblehead presented by Houston Methodist. Visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS for more info. Guys, as we enter into the 8th, it brings up a topic that A.J. Hinch discussed with the media this morning, talking about Ken Giles, who struggled last night in a situation where he came in to set up the closer, the Astros with the lead, the 4-2 lead, and he allowed the A's to tie it up. So today, Hinch said that he talked with Giles, told him that he was going to ease the burden of the 8th inning off of him. It's probably short-lived, and he did say, you know, if he does pitch the 8th, that doesn't mean anything. It's more of the high leverage situations is what Hinch is talking about, but trying to get Giles back on track and feeling good about himself and his pitches.
Yeah, we thank you, Julia. It's tough when you start hearing that you're not going to be in the role that you intend to be in. And Josh Reddick leads off for the A's here in the 8th inning. Ryan Madson gets it loose. We saw Madson in yesterday's game. Scott Feldman. A couple of very good innings here. Picking it up for Chris Devenski. Scott brings the strike. It's 2-2. Reddick down on strikes. That's 7 in a row retired now by Scott Feldman. And his 3rd strikeout.
Good day to be throwing a breaking ball. Jesse Hahn and Devenski had good curveballs today, and Scott Feldman showing a good one right there, punching out Reddick with it.
Cleanup man Chris Davis stands in. He's 0 for 3. Seven, 8, 9 for the A's. Got it going in the 2nd inning. They were aided by 1 and 2, Billy Burns and Jed Lowry. But Chris Devenski allowing just the 2 runs. Little cutter misses away. 2-0 the count. For the Astros in the 9th inning, top of the order, Altuve, Springer, and Correa. Slowly hit to short. Correa with the play and the throw, and a 2nd out in the inning.
Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Not much action going on the Astros side, so we want you to enjoy that Miller Lite while watching this race right here. And I'm not too sure what happened to Ricky Henderson. May have blown a hammy on that race. But Raleigh Fingers running away with it.
2 days in a row for Raleigh, is it not?
He's feeling pretty good about himself.
3rd baseman Chris Coghlan stands in, 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Nicely at the knees. Yeah, you make me wonder if this wind is somehow aiding guys with the breaking balls today. I've seen a lot of good curveballs.
That was a pretty good one right there.
Devenski and Feldman for the Astros on the hill. It's been Hahn and Axford for the A's. But again, Ryan Madson is loose in the pen. Coghlan, a half swing goes through. Coghlan has some pop, 4 dingers on his season. A guy again who won the Rookie of the Year award back in 2009 while playing with the Florida Marlins. Hit .321 that year.
Nice spot.
Feldman was heading toward that first base dugout.
Couldn't get Coghlan to chase that pitch. Good location, not good enough for a strike.
Altuve just continues to gobble him up down at second base. A 1-2-3-8, 9 up, 9 down for Scott Feldman as the Astros go to the 9th. Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Toyota. Let's go places. It's 2-0. The Oakland A's lead as we go to the 9th inning now. Top of the order for the Astros, and they'll do it against the closer Ryan Madson, who comes on for a second outing in this series.
Pitched a shutout inning last night.
Madson leads the A's with 7 saves. Altuve taking a strike. For Altuve, 0 for 3 on the day, 0 for his last 9. And he had been red hot in Seattle.
This moment in history is presented by MD Anderson. 1 year ago today, the Astros won in the 10th inning as Jose Altuve hit a walk-off single to score Marwin Gonzalez for a 3-2 victory. It was the Astros' 7th win in a row, on their way to 10 straight.
Before Altuve took the 0 for last night and did not reach base, he had reached in 19 straight. Madson in front, 1-2.
Going to that changeup.
It's got a good one. Altuve has 4 career home runs against Oakland.
Get a base runner on. If Altuve gets on base, 2 guys behind him, 1 swing of the bat, tie this thing up. Then things get real interesting.
Up and in, and that almost got a piece of Altuve. But he will reach to start the inning. It is a leadoff walk, and that is exactly what the Astros absolutely needed right here.
A changeup that just kept tailing towards the nose of Jose Altuve. Oh my goodness.
George Springer.
Wow, that is not good. Man, that is right across the grill of Jose Altuve.
He was getting out of there late, and could have gotten really bad. Change up or no change up.
Yeah, anything up around there, that is not good.
George Springer now represents the tying run. Nobody out. Altuve at first. George has 4 home runs on the year. Down in the count, 0-2. Springer 0 for 2, hitting .280. Pitch right on the hands.
Good job of fighting it off.
Madsen yet to be touched up for a long ball this year. Has worked 11 2/3 innings. Half swing, and he went through. So Springer down on strikes, and a costly first out of the inning. Last year in that ALDS Game 4, Carlos Correa.
There's some history between these two. Madsen pitching for the Kansas City Royals in that ALDS game, and second home run of the game for Carlos Correa. He'd like to put another page in his book with Ryan Madsen's name on it right here.
Don't know what followed, but that likely is the last home run given up by Madsen. Well, let's work some magic here.
Some late inning lightning.
Carlos Correa crushed one in the 7th inning off the wall in center field, just right of straightaway center field. Billy Burns gave up immediately on that rocket. Ball and a strike on Carlos. And now 1-2.
Might have been guessing a little bit right there. Carlos Correa, you can see a little bit of a smirk on his face. Got fooled on that fastball in the outside corner.
That double by Correa in the 7th, his 5th on the year. Who is going to come up with that big swing that gets this club turned around?
If you had to bet on it, you'd bet on this guy.
It's going to come that point when somebody's going to come up with that big swing. And Correa draws the walk.
Guess who else had a home run off Madsen in that game? Colby Rasmus. Take a look back at that. Like a change up down and just golfed that one out of there. Love hearing the excitement of the crowd in the background on that one. That was a good one. But a good AB by Correa to get into this situation to get Colby up there too.
By the way, Madsen did give up a home run in the following series against Toronto. But we don't care right now. A couple of men aboard. Walks to Altuve and Correa. 1 out. And Colby Rasmus, who has had some mighty big swings for the club at the plate. Shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. Colby came through with the big heroics in the 9th inning, 2 outs against the Boston Red Sox. 2-run home run that tied that game. They went extras, and the Red Sox eventually won it, but Very exciting as Colby launched.
A little payback for the Astros against these A's. Gregerson down there joining Will Harris in the Astros bullpen, just in case Colby jacks one out of here.
Out in front just a bit, Colby Rasmus. And make no mistake, he had one thing on his mind: drive something as well as he could.
Got a changeup, unable to stay back on it though.
This time the heat, and it's 1-2.
Just takes one.
Get your cuts and take your chances. Colby gets a piece and fouls it off. Stays at 1-2. In fact, Colby had home runs in back-to-back games in that series against the Red Sox. You may recall he had just come off that series against Texas, hitting 2 home runs in 1 game. That was on the 21st at Arlington. Two and two the count. There are your base runners, Altuve and Correa. Good speed aboard. It's been a game without a long ball. Colby stays alive.
Good job battling off that changeup.
Colby needs 2 more home runs to get to 150 on his career. Good battle going on now between Madsen and Colby Rasmus.
Colby doing a good job of spoiling some of these pitches from Madsen in the hopes of getting that mistake.
Two and two the count. Ripped but foul. Right into that Astros bullpen area. Last Sunday for Colby. 2 outs, 9th inning. And he launched one out over the Astros bullpen, tying the game and brought life.
He's a guy who relishes the opportunity to be the guy.
He is up for the moment, isn't he? It's 3-2 on Colby. There have been 2 walks in the inning. Altuve and Correa, in between a strikeout of Springer. Rasmus is 3rd in the American League in RBIs behind Cano and Donaldson. Hit in the air center and shallow. And a tough play. It's dropping and drops in center field for a base hit. That'll load him up with 1 out. And so the Astros showing life here in the 9th inning as Evan Gattis comes to the plate.
Quality at bat for Colby Rasmus to keep this inning going. Just keep the line moving. Tying run out there at second base and Carlos Correa, but right here, even though that I say 91 might have been a little bit of a cutter from Ryan Madsen. Got in on the hands of Colby, but fought that thing off, dropped it right in between. And credit Correa and Altuve for having some pretty good instincts out there on the base paths to be safe on that.
Yeah, now the Oakland A's will get a right-hander loose in their pen. That is Liam Hendricks. As the pitching coach, Kurt Young, is out to the hill. Well, the Astros with by far their best opportunity of the afternoon.
Can they take advantage of it?
Evan Gattis is 0 for 2 with a walk. Here we go. Bases juiced. Madsen from the stretch and misses low. 2 walks and a single here in the 9th inning. Any way you can get it. Gattis hits it on the ground to short. 6, 4, and 3, and the A's turn the double play, their 3rd of the afternoon. And that ends the threat in the 9th inning. Madsen comes through. And the Oakland A's survive and win it 2-0 over the Astros, who continue their struggles.
Our delivery of the game is brought to you by Jimmy John's. And in order for the Astros to have an opportunity here in the top of the 9th inning, they had to rely on Davinsky having a good night, but Scott Feldman, for me, is the one that came in and did a great job, really shut things down, going 3 innings strong. Showed good poise out there, too, knowing that his spot in the rotation had been taken away. But came out there and did a great job. We talked about it, 3 innings. He had 3 punch-outs in those innings, but zeros across the board other than that.
So the Oakland A's celebrate on the field. They make it 2 straight over the Astros in the first 2 meetings on the year. And that leaves the Astros with 1 more tomorrow afternoon. 2:27 the game time. And again, that final 2-0 A's on top.